Welcome to SharkCap Table Pro. Keep a bigger bite of equity. We are going to combine sections 11, 12, 13, and 14. They're labeled in green. You'll see they're green when we get there. These are part of the calculations, but you needn't worry about them. I left them visible, so if some of you inquiring minds wanted to see what we were doing, you might be able to catch on what we are doing. So here we go. We're going to go to section 11. Now, this section here, and it is associated with this second section. What we're simply trying to do here is to lay out the multiple, the ownership, and the return for each of the shareholders based upon the year in which they exit. And you can see it better here if we just start clicking on year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this identifies what kind of ownership it is, preferred with liquidation preferences. You can come in here and play the game with these purple. Your dual controls. You do not really want to sit here and play with these other than just for curiosity. You can see that you can see what happens with rates of return based upon various parameters. And you can do the high revenue, you can do the low revenue, and you can see that these things are all active. And whether or not you do the valuation based upon EBITDA. Come on, there we go, revenue or EBITDA. Sometimes these little spinners are a little bit cantankerous. One of these days I may do drop downs, but I like the spinners because they have nice colors and they're right next to the blue, and there's just basically a two-pronged switch. The number 13, there's some more calculations. Has to do with pricing proceeds less cash, the exit proceeds plus cash. You always have to remember that the company's building cash, so you're not going to value the company on the cash. You're going to make a distribution just before you actually close the transaction to sell the company. So if you have a lot of cash, it's going to add to your returns. Come down here to number 14. This has to do with the date lines. We just picked some arbitrary dates, but the idea is that we are doing things at the end of a year, and we're investing at the very beginning, so hence we have January, and we're doing the XIRR, which allows us to do disproportionate time zones. You know, these are all this green stuff is necessary. It'll all be locked. You can't change, you can't hurt it. Stay above the red if I were you, but it's here if you need to look at it. It's kind of fun. I mean, I sort of like watching these things move around. I love making button-controlled numbers. So fast, so easy. And you can get a feel for what's going on by just looking at these button controls. So there we have it, folks. That's a real simple and easy one.